Hi, welcome to the channel. Tonight I'm going to be showing you all a fairly easy way to trellis your tomatoes. And I kind of stumbled across it and it has been a huge success for me. And it's based off of a trial and error. I last year had the tomatoes for my indeterminates and they have the spools that came down. I like them, but I didn't because here in Alabama, the wind, when it became really windy and blowing a lot, the tomatoes were actually going back and forth. Now, I have a great friend and he grows a lot of tomatoes and he grows wonderful, wonderful, successful tomatoes, and he uses those reels, but he's in a hoop house. And so most of those tomatoes on those reels that I have seen are based on a hoop house. Not all, but some. So when I tried them in an outdoor area and trimming off all of the stems and just having the main cord and having my blooms, what I ran into was, again, the wind blowing it back and forth and it was knocking tomatoes off. I earlier in the year did try to do Florida weave. What I ran into with the Florida weave is I don't have time to put a box, I still have my twine and it has a belt loop that you can put on, and I just don't have the time, and really I'm not coordinated enough, I can admit it, to go in and out of delicate tomatoes and tie and keep going on my schedule. I needed something that I could come out and stake it up and work well. My parents and grandparents, they used, because I'm from Virginia, they used the tobacco sticks that were left over, and we would use those to stake our tomatoes, and they worked great. But this way is going to be easy, and I'm going to show you a cost measure that's great. Now, this is my what I call my Raleigh red and my Raleigh black area. I was in Raleigh a couple of months ago and I picked up some gorgeous heirloom black and red tomatoes, and I took the hint from a friend. I cut them horizontally, I put them in a tray, and I rooted them. So I don't know the name of them, but they are indeterminate. What I want to show you in these raised beds is all I've done is gone to your big box store and I have picked up a 1/2 inch galvanized pipe. They come in 10-foot sections. I cut them down to 7, and I use the 3 feet for markers in my garden. But once you push these in and hammer them in, they're not going. You can see, if you have enough tomatoes that are going to bend these, then you need to go into the tomato business. I have 4 tomatoes, and this is what I use. What I also like about these is they're easy to store, and the material on the outside, the galvanized, is a little bit rough, so you don't have to worry about it moving. I think with my military discount at Home Depot, maybe $6 a piece. And then if you buy 20 or 25, you get more of a discount. But I have them throughout the garden. I also have some old fence posts here that I use as well, but my kids joke, I like an aesthetic garden. I don't really like the look of these. I don't like the look of the green ones either. So I think these look a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all an easy way that I do this. And it is very simplistic, but in the same instance, it's going to be using what I had last year with my clips as well as this. So all I'm going to do is just circle around. I go over and under and over and under about 3 times. That's all you have to do. And then I am going to tighten that down. Well, that messed up. Let's see. I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to go over and under and over and under, and that's it. I'm going to tie that. I'm going to tie it again, and you're done. Okay, now I'm just going to run this back over to here. I'm going to grab my scissors. I'm going to be very careful, and I'm going to run it on the inside of my row of tomatoes. And I know I don't need a lot of twine, so I'm just going to cut it about right there, a little bit easier to handle. And I'm going to just come in. I'm going to look and see about the height I need for these. And I'm just going to go, again, over and under. and over and under. And what that's doing is it's keeping this from sliding up and down. And then I'm just going to tie it. Simple square knot. Some navel training there. You can even leave a little loop like that if you want to untie them. Now here is what I like. I have these left over. There's about 1,000 of them in here. And they are simple. You can get these off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the bottom. But all they are is they're very hard to see, but there's a little teeth right here. And when you bend this over, you get the string caught in that. So where you don't want to clip and where you can clip like this, you want to actually take them at an angle and then make sure that the string is in one of the teeth, and then just clip it, and you're done. Okay. What I'll end up doing when these get a little bit taller is I'll run another one here, and I'll run another one here, and I'll run another one here. Some people like to do them closer, and I've seen that, and they wind the tomato in and out. The problem that I have with that is your whole tomato will slide one way in the wind or slide the other. This is really big with your wind. And again, you may be in an area that's not really windy, but for me here in Alabama, just the other day, I lost a 7-year-old sugar maple that I'd been pampering from a quick windstorm we didn't even expect to happen. And so, see, it's that easy. And what's nice about this too is if something gets, let's say if you lose a tomato, if something happens, you can really easily turn around and just replace this one instead of having to unweave and mess with your other ones. This is as simple as it could be. Again, I already had these clips. I will put them below, but it's so easy like that. And you can see from my garden, I also have them on these tomatoes, and then I have them on these other tomatoes too. Now this is obviously going to be for your indeterminates. It's not going to be for your determinants. This is your indeterminates. But you can see how easy that goes. And that's all it is to it. Run your twine again. Again, as your tomatoes get taller, all you're going to do is just put another one here and another one here and continue to clip. I hope this helps. I'm always trying to find ways that I can help all of my fellow gardeners, easy ways, and we can get this done together and figure out ways to make it more successful. If you have any questions or concerns, comments, put them down below. If you've tried the Florida weave and you like it, I'm really happy that you do. It wasn't a good fit for me. And we're always trying to find new ways to do stuff. Have a great week. I appreciate the time. Thank you.